For 21, we are looking at a quadratic graph, and we're answering a couple questions about it. For part A, what's the vertex? The vertex is either the highest or lowest point. Because it opens up, it would be the lowest point here. And I labeled that in black at -2, -9. What is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry is the vertical line that cuts it in half. I labeled that in green here at x equals -2. It's always the x-coordinate of your vertex. X-intercepts is where it crosses the x-axis. I labeled those in blue here. So they're at x equals -5 and x equals 1. You could write them how I did here, or you could write them as an ordered pair like I did on the actual picture. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, so I wrote that in purple at 0, -5. Or you could say y is equal to -5. And then finally, for the select all that are true, domain, part A, is the domain from -infinity to +infinity. Domain is how left or how right this graph opens up. Since it has arrows pointing up forever, it goes forever left and forever right. It's going to widen. So for every parabola that has arrows, either pointing up or pointing down, the domain is always -infinity to positive. The range is how high or low it goes. You always start with the smallest number and then the biggest number. So how low does this U-shape go on the y-axis? The lowest point would be the y-coordinate of the vertex here at -9. And then how high does it go? Because it points up, it goes up forever. So it would go to infinity, so B is true. Part C, the function is cubic. Remember, parabolas are always x squared. Cubic would be x to the third, so that's false. Part D, is this graph increasing from -infinity to 2? So -infinity, we're thinking of the x values here. So -infinity to 2 would be right here, +2. So is it increasing? Well, if I trace the graph from the left-hand side, hopefully you agree it's going down, and then it actually changes going up here. So because it's going down, it is definitely not increasing. And then finally, it has 2 roots. If you remember, x-intercepts is the same thing as roots, and we did find 2 answers there, so E is true as well.